What is up, you awesome human beings? Welcome back. Now, this is a little bit of a different topic. I'm not normally known as the money guy, although I do spend a lot of my time working with money and investments and all that sort of stuff. But I don't normally talk about it a lot. But I think this is something which is going to be really, really important for you guys, particularly if you're concerned about the recession which is impending, if you're worried about what inflation is going to do, interest rates are going to do, or all the changes. People are throwing out all these fancy words: inflation, interest rates, stagflation, all that sort of stuff. What does it actually mean for you, and what effect is it going to have, and how are you going to win out of this? I know that's a weird thing. How am I going to win out of this? How do I win in a recession? I mean, isn't a recession a time where everyone goes bankrupt and everybody loses money and it's all doom and gloom and terror? Quite the opposite, actually. And I'm going to run you through some of my thoughts on how we're going to win in this recession and how everybody has been winning in recessions for years. Here's a fact, and this is something that they never tell you. You look on the media, right? They beat the fuck out of this. Like they beat up every other topic. They tried beating up monkeypox. They beat up COVID. They beat up the bushfires. They beat up all this shit, right? They always beat it up and they say, oh, it's going to be so bad and so terrible, because they just want to fearmonger the whole lot out of it. I want to try and just debunk a heap of that bullshit and put you guys in a position to win. Who have we got online, by the way? Brock Collins, welcome, my man. Very smart crypto trader is in the house. Good to have you, bro. Lockie White, my man. Benny Kelly, my brother. Good to have you on here. Now, guys, one thing I want to say categorically, right? The media is a necessary evil. Yes, they do put out a whole heap of shit, but we still do need them. So while I will be quite critical of them and I often talk down about them, I also do know and acknowledge that they are a really, really important mob. We do need to have those guys, and they do serve a lot of good. But one area in which they don't serve a lot of good is all this bullshit and hyping up about the recession which is impending, right? A recession is a market correction, right? We know that we've been the markets have been going up and up and up and up and up, and what ends up happening is people end up overcapitalizing, borrowing too much. They think things are worth far more than what they actually are, and then eventually the bubble pops because everyone realizes, oh fuck, we fucked up, right? And then the market starts going down. And what we are told to expect is that everyone's going to be bankrupt, everyone's going to be broke, and it's going to be tough times. And it couldn't actually be further from the truth for some. For some people, yeah, they're going to go bankrupt. For some people, yeah, they're going to go broke. Some people, yes, they're going to lose their houses. Some people, yes, it's going to be one of the toughest periods of their life where they will lose absolutely everything that they've worked really, really hard for. But money's like energy. And one of the biggest laws of thermodynamics is that energy cannot neither be created nor destroyed. There is merely this amount which is in there. It's the same thing with money. Whenever money leaves one person, it goes to another. And that's what we always see, is that money doesn't disappear. It's not like all this money just goes and evaporates. It simply changes and it shifts forms and it moves from one side to another. And this, to the smart person, leaves a really, really cool opportunity, which I'll get into in a sec. The type of person who's going to lose big in this recession is the following. The type of person who, number one, cannot control their emotions, the type of person who panic sells, the type of person who gets anxious, the type of person who gets irritated, who can't think clearly, who can't focus, who can't play the long game, the person who's always stuck in the short term, craving hit after hit after hit after hit. That person is going to lose big in this. Absolutely big. Right? The next type of person that is going to lose in this is the person who doesn't have the energy, doesn't have the grit, doesn't have the tenacity to see this thing through. If you're already tired right now after we've had the best run ever, seriously, how fucking awesome and how easy has business been for like the last 10 years? I've been in business for 11 years now, right? Business has been so easy. So ridiculously. I literally haven't had a single challenge in my whole time of doing business. It is insane. The last time we had a market downturn, I was in high school. I hardly had pubes, right? That is how long it's been so good. If you don't have the energy to succeed right now, you're sure as fuck not going to have the energy to succeed when it gets tough. The recession is going to make things harder, no doubt. It is going to make things harder, definitely. And so we need to be smarter. We need to be better. We need to function at a much, much higher level. Because if you're tired, if you're stressed out, if you're anxious, if your energy is low, you're not going to have a good time. If you're in fear mode, if your nervous system's been shifted into fear mode and your amygdala is in overdrive and it's saying, oh, it's all doom and gloom, negative, 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 you're going to lose as well. But on the other hand, there's a bunch of people who are going to win and win really, really big. These are the people who can think long term. These are the people who are patient. These are the people who are focused. These are the people who are tenacious. These are the people who can maintain their energy. Because through a recession, we know what happens with people. We know that people stop spending as much money, right? They start trying to hold on to their money and they get really, really defensive. We know that people start operating out of scarcity and start focusing just solely on the short term. By the way, I've just seen there's been a post which has come up. Do not fucking send anything to that fucking Bitcoin address. I'm glad that I saw that right now. Do not send that to that Bitcoin address. That's bullshit. All right, I'm just deleting that comment right now. By the way, if you ever see anything ever telling you to send Bitcoin to an address or crypto to an address, do not do it, because quite frankly, I've got enough of that stuff that I don't need to steal it from you, right? So do not ever, ever, ever categorically send it to anybody who says that they may be me. Straight up, okay? Now, if we come back to it, we know that people, they hoard. When there's fear going around the market, they hold on to things. They don't want to spend as much. They want to constrict and contract as much as possible. People go into defense mode. Why? Because we've been told and we've been programmed how to do this, to do this from a very young age. Whenever money starts getting scarce, we start holding on to it and we start spending it. But you know what this does? Number one is that when you're not spending money, it means you're not going to be growing, because the only way to make money is to spend money. The only way to go and climb up the ladder is to spend money on acquiring skills, on being better, on becoming a better human being. That is the only way to get better. Plain and simple, right? The only way to get better is to improve your skills, is to learn more. And then when you learn more and you have more high value skills, you'll be able to get paid way more. That's why an engineer gets paid way more than a mechanic, because they have what's deemed as a much higher value, higher level skill, right? Plain and simple. It's simple as that. So that's the first thing. But on the other hand, there's this massive opportunity which opens up, because when people stop spending, when people stop growing, when people stop investing in themselves and trying to shrink down, it leaves a massive hole for us. A massive, massive hole. I'll give you an example in advertising. You guys have seen all my ads. I advertise a fuckload on Facebook, right? I advertise a lot everywhere. I put out a heap of awesome content. Well, what I think is awesome content every single day, right? And you know what's crazy? It's getting cheaper. It's cheaper and cheaper. Why? Because my competitors are pulling out, because I don't have fucking balls. That's why. Because everybody who tries to compete in our space and tries to say they do something like us, they fucking don't, right? But anyone who tries to say that they help men, busy men who are crushing it at work, to be less anxious, less stressed, more energetic, be better husbands, be better partners, be better men, they're not spending anymore, right? They're not spending money on ads. Plain and simple. Why? Because they're worried, because they're fearful, which fucking first of all shows that they should not be competing in this space anyway. They don't have any fucking balls, right? You should be spending more, because ads are getting cheaper. All of my click-through rates are going up, right? The cost that it takes me to reach 1,000 people is going down dramatically. It's down like 10% on last week. It's crazy, because people just start pulling out. So this gives us a massive, massive opportunity, because we can dump big money into Facebook. Right? We can dump big money into YouTube. We can dump big money into going everywhere and start growing. Because I have this expression, and it's something that I've always lived by in business: zig when others zag. You'll notice, guys, that with us, like, I'm not like a natural marketer. I'm not a natural salesman. I'm a product guy, right? All I know about is coaching dudes, and I'm a meathead who's managed to figure out a bit of stuff in my life. I have had bipolar, I've had depression, I've had anxiety, I've been a burned out business owner, I've made all those mistakes, and now my job is purely to help every single man that I can to not make all the same stupid mistakes that I did, because it nearly cost me my life, plain and simple, right? I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it's plain and simple. And so all I've ever known is how to have an incredible product. But all my competitors, on the other hand, are all about marketing and sales, and that's all they can do. And the fact that I've been able to be so fucking good at product, even though they're all focusing on marketing and sales, the fact that I can actually, give me a sec, this fucking scammer's here again. Get out, you fuckwit. What a piece of shit. Oh, you know what I hate scammers? I hate scammers because their scams are actually really smart. Their scams are good. The way that they write is quite engaging. I got one just the other day from the government telling me that I've been exposed to Omicron, so I've got to click this link. And it nearly fucking got me. And what annoys me about scammers is that they're actually really smart. And if they spent 2 seconds on thinking about how to apply this marketing, this sales knowledge, this business knowledge into doing something productive, they'd actually make a shitload more money and they wouldn't be a fucking prick. And on top of that too, they would actually be able to help people, right? Once again, if I ever ask for Bitcoin and tell you to send it to an address, never ever do it. It is not me. I have plenty of Bitcoin. I've got more crypto than what I know what to do with, right? I've got a lot of that stuff, and I do not need it from you. Okay, so let's come back to it. Whenever everybody is zigging, everybody is fearful and being defensive and trying to hoard their gold, that's the time to be aggressive. Warren Buffett says it best, right? Be fearful when everybody is greedy and be greedy when everybody is fearful, right? If you haven't noticed, a few months ago, for example, everybody was selling you, get on crypto now. It's the best thing ever. And now everybody's saying, sell out of crypto, get out of it. It's the worst time ever. It's horrible. It's crashing. It's burning. It's dying. Now, if we think about this, would you rather buy at the top or at the bottom? Right. So if you want to buy at the top, it's a pretty tough time. If you want to buy at the bottom, it's a very easy time. You want to buy at the bottom because it means it's at the bottom and it's going to go higher. If you buy at the top, it means it's at the top and it's going to go lower in the short term at least, right? And so if everybody's telling you to buy when it's at the top, it means it's probably a bad idea. If everyone's trying to tell you to sell when it's at the bottom, it's also probably a bad idea. You know my drift? Whenever the masses are going one direction, we go the other. Every single recession, every single downturn, there is a massive, what we call wealth transfer, where a load of people give up their money and there's a load of people who make a shitload of money, right? Every single time. And it keeps becoming more and more polarized. We talk about the income divide, the wealth divide. This is why it happens. Look at coronavirus. The markets dropped. Everybody freaked the fuck out and sold and panicked. Guess who bought? All the rich people, right? I did it as well. Very fortunate in that. All the rich people bought and they got more and more rich. And it just keeps happening like this over and over and over. See, there are two types of people in this. There are victims and there are winners. As simple as that. The victims are the people who are persuaded and swayed by the media. They're swayed to do things which are not in their best interest. People who are looking for a savior. We see this in crypto all the time. I deal with a fair bit in crypto. And we see people who are investing in crypto because they want to become financially free without having to do any work. I want to be a millionaire and work an hour a day. You know what we call those people? Victims, right? They are the people who end up with the horror stories about how they lost all their money in crypto, all their money in stocks or investments or gambling or whatever it is, right? Because they're simply looking for an easy out. That's it. They're looking for an easy out, an easy way to make a lot of money really quick with no effort. Here's the thing. That doesn't exist in this world. The only way to make a significant amount of money is to be smarter, right? To be much, much smarter than everybody else. You need to be number one. You need to be on your A game. If you're that person who's stressed out and anxious, guess what? Your decision making is not going to be good. If you're that person that wakes up tired every single day and can't think and has brain fog and can't focus, your ability to make money is not going to be very good. If you're that person who is always panicking and fearful and following the media doom and gloom and pessimistic, you're never going to be successful. It's simply not going to happen. Or even if you by chance fluke something and you instantaneously become successful, you won't stay successful for very long. Right? Because it's one thing to make a lot of money, but it's another thing to keep it. Lots of people have made a shitload of money. Lots of people. But a lot more people have lost it, right? Only a very, very small percentage actually end up keeping it. And so that's how we're going to win in this. If we can, number one, zig when other people zag. I wish this scammer would fuck right off. I've tried blocking them. It's still not working. If we can zig when others zag, right? If we can make better decisions, if we can put off the need for short-term pleasure and make it long-term, if we can reward delay If we can keep that dopamine, that drive to make money right now. Have you ever seen on Facebook or on the internet how when people are advertising for courses and stuff like that, they say, make this amount of money in X amount of time? It's because people want it right now. They don't want to wait. Can you imagine if I put up an ad and said, hey, I'll teach you how to forever beat your stress and anxiety and have more energy, and it's going to take you 2 years to do it, but you'll keep it for the rest of your life. How many people will go for that? Stick your hand up right now. Would you buy that? Of course you wouldn't. No one will. It's because how humans are wired. But it's the long-term thinkers that always win every single time. The next thing, if you're stressed out, if you're anxious, if you've got low energy, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. You're going to go and join the pile of victims who the recession fucked over. But on the other hand, if you're somebody who can put things off for the long term, if you're somebody who can absolutely dominate every single day, wake up feeling fucking incredible, just like Craig Fisher does, right? Who's on here right now, one of my clients, Craig, awesome dude. If you want to be able to level the fuck up, if you want to be able to improve your skills, if you want to be able to increase your ability to create income, you're going to dominate right now. Because while everybody is selling, you'll be able to buy. And then when the markets turn, which they will, which they always have, go and look at the S&P 500. Go and look at the All Ordinaries. Go and look at the Bitcoin charts. Go and look at all of them. Look at the long term. Every time it goes like this, up, 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 bang, up, bang, up, bang. And guess what? It's probably going to do it again, right? Why? Because humans are humans, because the way that we think is cyclical, because our memories are short, right? It's because it's just going to happen. If you can play the long game here, you will fucking dominate. But you got to back yourself. Simple as that. Cool? Now, by the way, if anyone has a different perspective to me, if anyone thinks that what I'm talking about is full of shit, please comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear like what you have to say. I'd love to see your reasoning and your rationale about what you think is going to happen. Do you think that the recession is going to kill everything? Do you think that recession means the end of Australia, the end of the United States? Do you think that this is going to go on for years and years and years and never recover? Do you think we're going to have negative growth where we're going to be going backwards? I'd love to hear it. I'm happy to debate with you. But I'm overly positive. I'm overly, as we would call in the trading world, bullish on this right now. I think that the economy is going to continue to dominate. And I think that from here, considering it's in such a shit show right now because the stocks are going down so far, down so low, over the years, it's only going to go up. That's my prediction. Now, once again, oh, by the way, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you anything to buy. All I'm doing is I'm speculating. I'm a dude who thinks that in the end of the day, the best thing that you can do in order to crush life through a recession is to go and invest in yourself. That is the only, I guess, is that financial advice? I guess you could probably say that is maybe, but invest in you. You are number one. You're what we call the golden goose. You are the money maker. It is your skills and your ability to make decisions that is going to make you rich. You and that and nothing else. Waiting on a moonshot is a dumb idea. Waiting on a magical stock, which is going to 1,000 times, is a dumb idea. Waiting on property to be the best thing ever is a dumb idea. Why? Because if you are not primed, you will not choose the right stock. You will not choose the right coin. You will not choose the right NFT. You will not choose the right property. You need to be number one. You're the golden goose that lays the golden egg, right? If you look after yourself and you take care of yourself, you will always dominate every single day in every single way. On that note, guys, I'll leave you all to it. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'll speak to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it and you want to learn more, click the link below or type in High Performance Conversations with James Cant, and you'll be able to check out all the podcasts that we've done. We cover a stack of different topics, everything from getting your mojo back, overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, self-esteem, and learning from some of the industries and some of the world's top performers in both business and in health. Look forward to having you on there.